Okay, so important of keyword research and SEO strategies is very important to create the right content for your profile. Now, if I don't know what my audiences are wanting from me, what they are looking forward to, and I'm just simply creating content that I like, or maybe what's going around me, then it won't give me good leads. It might gain me good engagement for sure, but it's not worth until and unless I'm able to monetize it.
तो सबसे पहले अपने गेस्ट से मैं चाहूंगा कि आप ऑडियंस को अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा हमें बताएं।
Okay. So my name is Natalie, and I am a content writer and digital marketer by profession. Or I have been working in this field for the past 4 years. My journey started with lockdown 2020. जब मार्च में लॉकडाउन हुआ था, then I didn't have any clue कि मेरी जो writing है वो मेरी skill भी हो सकती है, because I am a student of BCom. So accounts was my major, and I always thought I'd pursue CA or CS back then. But then lockdown gave me time to, think about this profession a bit more. My elder brother constantly told me, ki, what do you want to do in your life? What's your passion? And I was always clueless. Ki, I don't know where I'm going, yeah, what I want to pursue further. So it is a very interesting concept of Japanese concept of ikigai. He told me to solve that pattern, and eventually, after 4 to 5 fails and tries, I came across writing as my own forte. And yes, that's how I began writing. I did internships in like 2 years. Then I started my own personal branding, and since past 1.5 years, I'm doing the same.
Okay. Could you please share the story when you first become interested in personal branding and how you started your journey?
Okay. So when I started writing, I wasn't aware of like personal branding भी कोई चीज होती है या how do we do it. So I was just writing. I was doing internships. My writing was really well since the standard of fifth, sixth. But eventually, when I started following well-established creators on LinkedIn, I was introduced to this platform. Then I saw their profile and I saw like people are following them. There are so many followers on their profile, and they have established themselves as an industry expert. So it always made me feel like how did they do it, or how are they, walking towards that path. So following my two of the major creators, Saheli Chatterjee and Vedika Bhaiya, I was inspired of creating my own personal brand and to make efforts to enhance it better. So by past 1.5 years, as I mentioned, I am focusing towards building my own personal brand. Like people should know what Mitali Rana stands for, not just a content writer, but what are the specialities, what they can expect from me. That's it.
Okay. According to your perspective, how do you define personal branding and why it's so important in today's digital era?
Okay, so for me, personal branding is not just establish yourself as an industry expert. People have a misconception that in order to build their personal brand, they must be well taught, they must be knowledgeable person with a lot of insights and experience. Well, it's not entirely true, because building a personal brand is more about showcasing your skills, telling people what you are good at and how you can benefit somebody with your skills, how your journey was, how you gained those skills. So, sharing your wins and failures in order to make people aware of your situation and the industry, the ins and outs. So, in a nutshell, I would say that it is more of promoting yourself as somebody better than you were earlier. Yes. To answer your second part of question, that is why personal branding is important, especially in today's digital world. Well, I would say that it is important. It is the most important thing right now. Take it from the top tier recruiters, like they give more preference to your digital presence and area of expertise rather than just your previous job experience and what you are good at. In the end, your personal brand plays the role of your digital portfolio. Like you don't have to tell people that what you do and what you're good at and share your work samples with them. Just by having a glance at your profile, they would come to know about your level of expertise.
Okay. There's one famous question that how to earn money through LinkedIn. Can you share things with us that how can someone who is new in this field can earn money through social platforms like LinkedIn or any another platform?
Okay. So I would not give out tips and tricks or lay out the simple process that we can even find on Quora and LinkedIn or Google. I would just say what I had done and how did I get my writings to monetize. So when I started on LinkedIn, first of all, what I did is optimize my profile very well, like starting from the cover photo, banner photo, the headlines, and everything. If you come to my profile, you should in just seconds know that what I do and how I can help you. So first of all, optimize your profile really well. Use the right keywords from your niche, whatever you are doing. Put it out. After that, who is your find out who is your target audience. For example, in my case, I am a content writer and I specialize in writing SEO optimized blogs. For me, my target audience was every company who has their own website and are looking to produce more SEO blogs on their website. So I was targeting the top tier companies only, who were looking for fresh content writers and fresh ideas. I used to take them as an example, like 25. I used to write a blog, sample blog for their own company, just like 25 must elements in your hotel website. So I am targeting every hotelers in my region, and I am drafting a sample blog for them. Then I'm posting it on my platform. Then I'm trying to network and connect with those hoteliers in my region, send them connection requests or try to initiate a conversation. Ultimately, when we start getting a conversation, we definitely go onto that person's profile. So when they come onto my profile, they would be introduced to my post that is specifically oriented to their business and them. Once they read my post, they would be interested, and then they will ask me about like what you have written and what experience do you have. And then there's where I pitch my sales and services to them, and I just converted a reader, maybe a viewer, into my client. So monetization on LinkedIn is very easy if you know what you are good at, what you are best at providing, who your target audience is, and what type of content you need to provide. First, you know your skills. Just prepare a buyer persona, who these persons would be, and who would be willing to buy from you. Then you will be creating customer oriented posts for them and directly pitching to them.
Okay. My another question, which is related to this question, uh, what are the key components or the elements of a compelling personal brand?
Okay. So for me, the ultimate formula have three major aspects. That is, first is authenticity, consistency, and value. When we talk about authenticity, a brand must be true in what they do and who they are. You cannot simply copy paste someone else's strategy or content. You need to showcase your unique value propositions and make your audience feel more connected with your values and beliefs. Second is consistency, as I told, a very major factor. Most of us tend to ignore it, but maintaining consistency is very crucial. Consistency is not just limited to like I posted a piece of content today and then tomorrow I have to show up on the platform and again post. So consistency as in uniformed social presence. There is your brand message is very uniformed. Your speech is very uniform. The graphics, the images, all across the platform that you are using must be similar to each other. Okay. I tell you why is it important, because when people come across your content, they at a second must know that this is your post. This helps people recognize and remember you for a longer time. To explain it better, I'll give you an example how Zomato maintains their consistency. We all love and know the humorous and quirky short form content on Instagram, LinkedIn. Facebooks, and even on Twitters. It hardly crosses more than 2 to 3 lines. They have a simple plain red background. It is always same, which matches their brand logo. So when we come across, even if it's not a post of Zomato, but we come across any post that has a plain red bold background, we would automatically be bound to think that it is a post from Zomato. So this is what brand consistency is. So you should focus more on this types of things. It might feel very less important to notice, but actually play a major role. And the third aspect that I mentioned is value. What is value? Your audience must know what is the value that you are providing to them. I mean, if you come up to me and tell me to follow you, my first reaction would be why should I follow you? What am I going to learn, or how it would be beneficial for me? So you provide me with a justification, right? That by saying the podcaster show, if you follow it or subscribe it, you will get access to exclusive stories, gain insights of in and out discussion of various industries. You will get to know more raw and unfiltered situations beginners in XYZ field and face, and so on. So it is very important to offer something valuable to your audience. It can be in any form. It can be sharing expertise in form of entertainment, or even in the form of inspiration. Your brand should provide a clear benefit to those who are engaging. Like, I am your follower. I should, have that feeling and have that confidence. Okay, I am going to learn at least something if I follow this show or this profile. So this is like, you have to give your audience the value for following you.
Okay. Uh, like you said, long form content and short form content both have their merits. So, how can content creators determine which format is best for their specific audience and specific goals?
Okay. So when we talk about long-term and short-term content, both have their keys, pros and cons. Yes, I totally agree to that. Long-form content may be, 80% of individuals tend to find it very boring, because someone who wants to read all that story of who you are, where you came from, that's why, all in one go, right? People are like, the attention spam or listed by who right now was like 0.07%. You get that much of time just to grab your audience's attention. It's very difficult to promote your content or your services through long form content. So when the bifurcation comes, long form content is basically best for website and blogs, where you want to educate and inform your target audience more in depth. Like, it's about a guide, it's about how to do these things. If you need to, you are searching for this degree, these are the steps you need to follow. So this is where long term format comes in the role. Otherwise, short form content is best for you to lure in your target audience, make them engage and grab their attention. It can be in the form of static post that does not involve more than 7 to 8 words. That's it in that square image. Carousels can be a way, but it can also be, if you are filling it with more information, it could be categorized as long form content. Reels is a very good form, like, you are giving the information, we are using text, we're using graphics, images, small videos. So it is good for grabbing the attention. So long form content to educate and inspire your and inform your audiences. Short form content to immediately grab the attention of your followers.
Okay. Uh, how does or you can say how important is visual branding in while creating a personal brand?
Okay, so visual branding consists of the logos, the color schemes, your brand fonts, the size, everything you use, what we are seeing it to our eyes from here. Okay. Now we talk about the brand colors, the color palette that each brand has. So each color, as we know and we have been taught since our childhood, has its own emotion and its own energy. For example, black color speaks confidence and classism. Okay. Sorry. Black color speaks about classism and confidence. Red color is known for gold and love. Yellow is more of energized. So it's very important to set a visually appealing brand color palette. Do not mix too much bright and darker tones together. It might just repel. Okay. So we have to select a very subtle color palette that goes and blends in very well with each of them and sets a good mood tone for our brand also. Second thing, the font style and the size is also very important because there are many, for example, if you know Poppins and Comic Sans are the best to use creatives on social media platforms. So this style is promoted most and widely used. But if we talk about the italics and the calligraphy styles, it confuses. If you write the F and H wrong in them, you will not be understanding the spellings, what it's written over there. So style is also very important because you want to give a clear and clean and neat impression. Size, when I talk about, if we are writing in a very small font, nobody is able to read it, then ultimately the potential target audience will lose it. They would just lose their interest and wouldn't want to continue further. If we are writing it too large, people would automatically get annoyed. So the font style and size is also very important to maintain it consistent. It should be neat, clean, and easy to read. That's it. That's the motto. And even the spacing and punctuations plays an important role. Like if I am using too much space, it would just bifurcate the meaning, or it would not send the right message to the audience what I am trying to convey to them. If I'm writing too much close, people will ultimately fumble between the words. So spacing and punctuations are also very important to make a clear impression and also make the end message reach to our target audience.
Okay. Personal branding often involves storytelling. Can you explain the role of storytelling while building a personal brand?
Yes, I cannot agree more that yes, it's very obvious for humans to be more inclined towards stories rather than just a simple piece of advice. Like I just come up to you one day and tell you that this is what happened and this you should know about it. Even in our textbooks when we were child, the history lessons were in the form of stories. If it's about German or Roman history, we were given a storyline and we used to understand it better in the way of story. And just imagine if it was given like in 1948, this happened and this was the reason. This no clear information, just you were briefed with a lot of statics and numbers. Nobody would be interested in you. And growing up in India, I've always come across moral filled stories since my childhood. And it seems hard for me, at least, to understand any advice given to me directly until and unless there's a story attached to it. We all have heard the famous story of, Sher Aya, right? Now imagine a scene where first a child is told that pranks are bad and you should not laugh, and second scene where you are actually making the kid understand why pranking always is not a good thing and why you should not lie if you do not want, and what would the consequences you will be facing if you do it. So what is going to make more sense? Of course, the second one, right? Here you are making the kid understand about various things in a defined flow. So similarly, storytelling in personal branding is also very important. Your target audience needs to know who you are, where you came from, what you do, and what your goal and so on is. You can simply just not turn up on social media platform one day and tell everybody you are an expert in so and so field and that you should follow, everybody should follow you. No, that's not the right approach. It's totally wrong. You need to make your audience feel more connected with you and make them relate with you, and that's when they will follow you. And the simple thing that it can be done is by sharing and telling stories. So yes, ultimately storytelling is not important, but it is the basic and very crucial aspect of personal branding.
Okay. Uh, In the age of social media, how can someone maintain the authenticity while creating their personal brand online?
Okay. I mean, in this age of social media, authenticity can be something very difficult to maintain because every piece of content that you come across on social media is either a revamped version of something that you have already known for a very long period of time. So that is why what I stick towards is, if you ask me how do I maintain the authenticity or why is my content unique, I would say I simply state what I am, how I can help you, what I am known for, my actual wins, my daily failures, and my lessons. So this cannot be copied, right? Your wins might be different from my wins. My lessons are different from somebody else's lessons. So this is totally authentic. So I stick towards this approach only. And to be honest, I have seen many accounts where writers and creators will just copy whatever you have written or what the other creators have written and simply paste it, maybe change few of the words, rephrase the sentences, XYZ. They are not concerned whether the end message is delivered to their audience in the right form or not, and they also, don't care much about their personal branding is going in with sense. They just want more followers, more engagement, more comments. That's it, more repost. But in order to gain that specific position, you first need to start by laying out who you are. The groundwork is very important and people just tend to forget it. They are posting for the sake of posting. Like, honestly, ये scene है अभी, what I have seen on Instagram and LinkedIn. So authenticity will only come from you. Oh, and your when you keep your content oriented to your journey and your express yourself in different ways. It's not like आज मैंने अपनी एक win को बता दिया तो that's it, या मैंने अपना एक फेलियर को बता दिया तो अभी मेरे पास कुछ है नहीं शेयर करने को. आज जो मैंने सीखा उसको मैं बहुत सारे डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स में भी बता सकती हूँ. ये चीज को मैंने इस तरीके से आज एक्सवाइजेड एक शॉर्ट फॉर्म में बता दिया, फिर एक बार मैंने एक लॉन्ग ऐसे टाइप फॉर्म में बता दिया, एक बार रील में बता दिया. सो इट्स नॉट, कंटेंट इज नेवर लिमिटेड, इट्स जस्ट हाउ क्रिएटिव यू कैन गेट विद इट. And authenticity will only come from within when you are oriented to yourself. You are not copy pasting what others are doing. Yes, आप इंस्पिरेशंस ले सकते हो अदर अकाउंट्स से एंड ब्रेन स्ट्रॉम कर सकते हो अलग अलग आइडिया से, बट सिंपली कॉपी करना, पेस्ट करना एंड चेंज चीजें चेंज करना, नो. बिकॉज जो क्रिएटर से आप कॉपी कर रहे हो उसने भी काफी एफर्ट डाला है, उसने भी काफी टाइम डाला है टू जनरेट दैट पर्टिकुलर पोस्ट. सो यस.
Okay. Uh, can you explain the importance of search engine optimization or keyword research and how it plays into effective SEO strategies?
Okay, so important of keyword research and SEO strategies is very important to create the right content for your profile. Now, if I don't know what my audiences are wanting from me, what they are looking forward to, and I'm just simply creating content that I like, or maybe what's going around me, then it won't give me good leads. It might gain me good engagement for sure, but it's not worth until and unless I'm able to monetize it. Okay. So search engine optimization comes in, like I explained you the process. Search engine optimization is very basic thing where you find keywords and phrases that most of the people are searching for a particular product or say services or any kind of thing to search on the Google or Mozilla Firefox and any search engine. Now, once I know like what is the common pattern of people searching that keyword or phrase, I will take the data. What is the volume that more people are finding towards and what's the leverage given to a specific keyword? I will try to take that keyword and phrase into my content. I will fit those. It's not like stuffing those keywords. हर जगह मैंने वो डाल दिया. No, I would try to create sentences and give a solution to my searchers, viewers, or readers in the way of my content or blog. मैंने वो phrases and keywords को अपने blog में अच्छे से use किया है, and when the specific XYZ person uses the same word and phrase used in my blog, my blog would be ultimately shown to his her screen. Yes.
Uh, what are the common mistakes people make when trying to establish their personal brand, and how can they avoid these? How can someone avoid these kind of mistakes?
Okay, so starting as a beginner, you are bound to make mistakes. Even reaching a point like after 3 to 4 years of constant writing, I also face mistakes, maybe some issues in writing. Blogs are there. A lot of things happens. But when you are coming, just budding in this industry, do not overthink. Do not worry much about like who will follow me, or what if somebody does not like my content, or somebody gets offended, something like, if you are just overthinking so much, you won't be able to express yourself, true self, in front of us. So it's a simple motto: be who you are. If you are coming on the first time on a certain platform, say LinkedIn for the first time, so you know how the algorithm works. Do a little research. First step starts with optimizing your profile to the ultimate extent. I would say ultimate extent. Yes. Once you have completed the optimization of your profile, start with gathering more testimonials, more portfolios, because you are, in the initial days more focused towards creating your portfolio rather than just promoting your services. You are not sure what you are going to do in the coming future or the coming years. You are just experimenting, trying, and seeing what type of content and what services you are getting more leads onto, and how people are interacting with your services. And after those analysis and audits and reports, you will be able to reach a point where you can say, okay, I am good for this thing. For in my case, I'd say like, yeah, I am a go-to person for you if you want to get your SEO articles published or want to write a social media post. That is my forte. So now after 4 years of constant trying, failing, experimenting, I know that. So just try all types of formats. Don't go like, this is trending, this is trending. No, it's not important to always keep up on the trends. If it's not relevant, it's not relevant. You don't have to force yourself to get into those trends. Just first thing is SEO optimization and of your profile, using strategies that are helpful in making your audience know who you are. Rather than just promotional stuff, go for more educative stuff, go for more personal and connecting stuff. And yeah, just be authentic, focus on optimizing your profile, collect more testimonials, do more social proof of your work, and yeah, get everything into account.
Voice search right now is on the rise. So, how can businesses and content creators optimize their content for voice search queries?
Yes, I completely agree. Voice search is on the rise right now. Like as soon as the technology keeps advancing, we will be introduced to more such future features in the future also. But as of now, voice search are more general and natural as compared to the typed queries, right? When we are talking and when we are writing, there is a change in the tone. So it is important to optimize the content phrases that we also like. We speak as we speak, and the sentences that the creator must focus on researching is like they should first of all gain a proper idea and roadmap of what is going in the market right now, like what kind of phrases are people more searching, and try to utilize those styles and sentences in your content, as I mentioned earlier also. Plus, one thing that plays a major role is if your audience is in voice searching mode, then they are for sure, wanting to save their time And if your page speed, your product page, website speed must be fast loading, because even the crawlers on search engine or favor those fast loading pages more for voice search command.
Okay. Could you please tell the differences between the copywriting and the content writing?
Yes. Okay, so this is a very big misconception that many of beginners or even at intermediate stage face. That is, copywriting and content writing is same. Well, it's not. I am just going to explain it in the very subtle manner. Like, for example, take one product and I am listing it on XYZ platform. For an example, Amazon or Flipkart. While listing that product on that platform, I will be writing certain specifications of that product. What are the features, what is the costing, what is the ingredients, xyz things about that particular product on that platform. Now, when I'm writing about a certain product, it is known as copywriting. Copywriting is like ad copy that we are selling. Okay, what we see in advertisements, televisions, listen on to radios, and these are ad copies. So, to the copywriting word was derived from here, ad copy. When we say content writing is a huge umbrella in which all these aspects come, like blog writing, website content writing, social media writing, caption writing, xyz things. So content writing is a huge umbrella, and all these things are the part of it. Content writing can involve any kind of writing. It is book writing, it is general form of writing, and copywriting is specifically oriented towards writing about a specific product, service, or an object. So when we are writing to objectify or make a sales, it is known as copywriting. But when we are trying to just inform, educate, or lay out a certain information, it is known as content writing.
Okay. What are the top 3 pieces of advice for anyone looking to start their journey in personal branding? Can you share some top 3 advice?
Okay, so the top 3 advices that I have come across over these years is like, first of all, do not focus on your follower counts. Never compare yourself with other creators, what they are doing or what strategies are they following, because what might work for them never might for you. So it's important, first of all, to be very clear here. What is your niche? So identify your particular niche and your expertise. If you are good at certain thing, just stick to it. Do not try to try this thing also, that thing also. No, just stick to one perfect thing. It's a saying, it's better to be 10 at one thing rather than being 5 or 6 at 10 things. So हम एवरेज बनने की जगह एक चीज में एक्सेलेंट बने, दैट इज व्हाट वी कैन डू. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज बी क्लियर विथ व्हाट यू आर गुड एट, फाइंड योर एक्सपर्टीज, define your niche. Second thing is never look for engagement more. अगर आप LinkedIn पे पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग कर रहे हो या इंस्टाग्राम पे भी, डोंट गो बिहाइंड शेयर्स, कमेंट्स, रिपोस्ट एंड लाइक्स. ऑफ कोर्स इट माइट बी इम्पोर्टेंट एट अ सर्टन लेवल, बट वो सर्टन लेवल इज वेरी लो. It is not important that much you are thinking in your mind. Engagement and agar I have honestly experienced it in my post also. There is one post jahan pe I have got 300 and plus likes and engagement on a single post, but 0 leads. And वही एक चीज है जो मैंने 2 महीने पहले एक certain post डाली थी, उसके ऊपर I just got 20 engagements, that's it, but I got 3 leads out of them. So what is more important? Of course the money part, where I am getting clients from. उस पे थी तो बहुत ही कम एंगेजमेंट, लेकिन फिर भी आई मैनेज टू गेट लीड्स, एंड उसमें से 2 आई हैव कन्वर्टेड एंड दोज आर माई क्लाइंट्स. So do not go after making a content that grabs more likes and comments. Go for content that works as a lead magnet for you. So first thing, when you are defining your expertise, you are very clear what you need to post. Second thing is, once you are posting, analyze ke कौन से पोस्ट पे ज्यादा आपको लीड्स जनरेट हो रही है जिसको आप मोनेटाइज कर सकते हो फ्यूचर में, नॉट एंगेजमेंट. ओके. एंड द थर्ड थिंग इज बी कंसिस्टेंट. लाइक दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग, यू माइट हैव heard it always every time now and then, but yes, it also it's not just about being consistent for morality basis, but it's being consistent for technical basis also. Like when you are consistent and posting and engaging more with people on a regular basis, now algorithm knows your activity and that you are being active, so it ultimately pushes your profile into your target audiences or potential clients feed. So yes, consistency. First is, again, I'll just repeat, find your expertise, define your niche. Second thing is focus on lead magnets and lead generating content. And third is be consistent.
Okay. How can small businesses or individuals with limited resources compete in a SEO landscape dominated by larger competitors?
Okay. Yes, when we talk about like small businesses with limited kind of resources, with top players or big, market cap, it is kind of challenging. I agree, it is kind of challenging, but it is not totally impossible. Like, for example, when I talk about a small business now, they tend to have limited products and services only. So this is where they can get a little advantage of niche marketing and small targeting. When you see about the big cap markets and big industries, they are into everything. They are into service providers also. They are into product based business also. They are into community also. They are into XYZ 4 to 5 genre. So there is no targeting. It's like different species, 1, 2, 3, 4 there. But when we talk about small businesses, they are very clear. If they are selling shampoo, means they are selling shampoo only. It can be with conditioner. That's it. Nothing more than it. Nothing near like a toothpaste or a soap. Nothing. So here they can leverage the niche marketing and small targeting factor, and focus on offline marketing first and the local marketing more. This way, what will happen now? If you are the star of your region, you will get a little exposure from your region only. And once you gain the exposure, once you become the star of your region, you will have like not enough but a little more capital than you were having in previous time. After that, utilize those capital to invest in marketing in your nearby regions, targeted cities, and now start with analyzing those cities consumers behaviors. Once you know their consumers behaviors and patterns, slowly introduce solutions to their ongoing problems and what they're looking for. This way, now you are getting a little upper hand from your region and another region also. When you combine this, you are tend to get enough capital to invest more into marketing, digital marketing. You can shift your business towards online as well. So it takes time. It goes slowly and gradually. You cannot just get everything once and for all. So yes, it is difficult, but it's not impossible. If you start slow, start correct, you can.
As a personal branding strategist, what tools, resources, or the books do you recommend for the listeners who are looking to enhance their personal brand?
Okay. So when we talk about being in this content industry, content marketing, writing industry, having a good English and speaking skill is very important. So I would suggest, if you are a beginner, college student, or an intern, start with polishing. Even if you are a good English student, literature student, whatever, but you should start working on it, on your public speaking skills, how to face clients. Listen to podcasts. It is very important. Like listening to podcasts makes your mind more alert and also gives you ample of information in that I guess 30-20 minutes of timeline. So podcast is the best thing. You can go, get it on Spotify also. Another thing is that you can go for watching Hollywood movies. If you are just trying to look out on polishing your English speaking skills, Hollywood movies and series plays the best role. I mean, even in my case, I am an English student since my childhood, but my writing skills were perfect, very well, but my speaking skills were not up to the mark. So I have gained and polished those, speaking power by just watching these Hollywood series and movies. Other than when we talk about tools we can use Grammarly. First and for all, every content writer must have a Grammarly subscription along with them. Second is Quillboard. Yes, there are times when you cannot think of something creative, so you can just take some of your previous post, put it into Quillboard, rephrase it, revamp it, and then come up with a slightly different idea, something specific but slightly different idea. Then work on that post, and you can generate other blogs and stuff on that. Third thing is have access to a good plagiarism checker. I mean, it's very important because you don't know what you are taking from on certain website might be linked to another blogs that is already published on the web. So it might again cause for copyright issues and certain things. So having access to a good plagiarism checker, you will know what is the source and where this information is coming from. Just link the source to your content to avoid any sort of irregular problems in the coming future. Another tool that might be helpful is WordTune. WordTune, I use it again. It's kind of a brother of Quillboard only, but WordTune comes with a lot of synonyms and grammatical error detection. So yeah, WordTune also. So these are few of the things. Even ChatGPT is a lot in talk for the past 6-7 months. So using the right prompts for gaining the perfect result from chat GPT is also very important. So like ये है कि everybody says like ChatGPT is a free tool, I can use it, I can use this, I can write, but it is not just giving a command and copy pasting whatever that tool is written. You have to create a proper prompt, make that tool understand what you are trying to feed in it, and then customizing and personalizing the derived data and then publishing it. So these are few tools that you can use and comes in handy.
Okay. How important is user experience in SEO, search engine optimization? And what are some UX factors that can impact a website's search engine ranking?
So user experience is highly important in SEO because search engines, particularly Google, prioritizes delivering the best possible experience to their users. Google's algorithms take into account various UX factors when ranking a specific website. Those factors are like many. If we talk about first would be, I guess, ranking signals. Google uses various ranking signals, some of which are directly related to UX. A positive user experience can result into higher ranking, while a poor UX can lead to lower ranking. Second thing that the crawlers support more is the bounce rate. Bounce rate is when users quickly leave your website after clicking on search result. That means your website has a higher bounce rate. Okay, people are clicking and they're immediately going off from that website rather than just scrolling and digging more into. It sends a signal to search engine that your content may not be relevant or engaging. So people are ultimately losing the interest. But a good UX can help lower bounce rates. Third factor that plays key role into this is dwell time. Dwell time refers to the amount of a user spends on your website after clicking through the results. Like they are staying on the website, they are scrolling, they are reading through the pages, and they are trying to find out more about your business, you and your product, service, whatever is mentioned there. that gives an indication, like a long dwell time indicates that user finds your content valuable and engaging, which ultimately creates a positive impact in your rankings. Fourth factor, I would say, is page load speed. As we discussed in voice search commands, that page load speed must be fast enough so that the audiences do not lose interest just waiting and seeing the loading sign. So fast loading pages provide a better UX. Again, Google has indicated that page speed is ranking factor, like is a major ranking factor, especially for mobile searches. Slow loading pages can lead to higher bounce rates again and lower rankings. Most important thing that I have come across is mobile friendliness, like the user experience that we say. When a website opens on desktop, it looks and gives a different feel, and when I open it on my mobile phone, it gives a different look and different feel. So Google uses mobile first indexing, meaning like it primarily considers the mobile version of website for ranking. Ensuring your website is mobile friendly and responsive is very crucial for UX. So whenever you are building any website or landing page, you need to first make sure that your audience would be opening it on the mobile phones itself. So make it mobile friendly, and the desktop should be the secondary resource. Another thing is high quality content, of course, like high quality using images, graphics, the fonts, luxury fonts, XYZ. If you're putting and making a rich content out of it, it also contributes to a positive UX. So search engine automatically aims towards providing users with valuable information that is written very well, is very easy to digest and informative, so it can ultimately improve your rankings. And the next thing, that is internal linking. Now the more you will be linking your content with each, like we say in a cross promotion, so internal linking is also similar. Effective linking can improve navigation and keep users engaged on your site for longer. It also helps search engine discover your index content and more efficiently. So I would give you an example for internal linkings. For example, I have my own landing page and I have written a particular blog on your 10 steps to start your LinkedIn journey. Now, in that particular blog, I have written 10 steps that is, helpful for you to start your LinkedIn journey. First is optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Now, in that specific blog, I have just given 4 to 5 lines of that paragraph, like optimizing your LinkedIn profile. But with that header, I have linked another blog that specifically speaks about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. It starts from the banner image, profile image, voice button, search, everything to the recommendations given and received part. So that is a in-depth blog, but it is connected to this blog. So 2 times repetition here. So this is how internal linking works. And if you are effectively linking it, the people see my reader came to this one blog. Now he is interested in how to optimize my profile in depth. Then he'll be clicking on that particular blog. He'll be rediverted to the second blog. Then again. So it means the bounce rate is lowered and the dwell time is increased. So ultimately, it plays a good role in search engine optimization also.